So another day begins. Be nice to actually get to bed, but anyway. Give you a bit of an idea of what a day is like for a irrigated dairy farmer. Currently got 4 lots of water going. 2 lots are going to take care of themselves. This lot rudely interrupted me while I was having 3/4 of an hour's nap before I have to go and do the other lot. So I suppose that's better than 3/4 of an hour after I've gone to bed eventually.
From budget to luxury, fusion gel, latex and pocket spring mattresses all in stock, ready for immediate free delivery. Plus GE finance interest-free terms available. Take the
A bit
next
awkward
step
putting the
at
head torch on with one hand, but anyway. Conveniently leave the gate open so I can find what bay that I'm actually watering in the middle of the bloody night, rather than thinking you're in the right spot. This could be a bit awkward too. Not exactly the easiest thing to do with one hand. These are the old Padmans, the original Padman style stops with the crossbar on the front. Timer bracket. Ooh, Christ. They're B3s, so they're 3 foot wide and 14 inches deep in the door. They replaced B1s, which replaced, what do we have? We put in 2 6-inch clay pipes in each bay prior to that. God, I dare say that it won't make it through until 5 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, we'll find out, I suppose.
Gee, they can make some noise, but you know what? It's a beautiful sound because they're alive and having fun. The sound of
just on the off chance that there's a miracle, leave that gate open. bit hard to see anyway in the dark. That's roughly a 7 meg flow. 7 megalitre a day flow at the moment. Got 14 coming out of the outlet, 7 going to the pump, roughly. And 7 doing the rest of the front here. Yeah. Now down the bottom of the bay, we'll pick you up down there. Now to shift the chatterbox. I hope the bloody batteries on the head torch don't die, but anyway. And try not to touch the top or the bottom wire. Yeah, well, partially got there. You don't want to irrigate right to the very end of the bay, if you can help it. Especially the second or third watering. This one isn't exactly running very evenly either. No, we'll get there. Because they tend to run on. So there's a lot of water coming down there because that's about 450 metres. Now that red light there and that noise, it picks up the sensor in the bottom, or sensors in the bottom, and it either sends an SMS, which I don't like, because then that doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night when you need to get up. So it runs through an app on the phone that makes a horrible fucking noise that actually does wake you up in the middle of the night. These are the latest incarnations of Padman automation that I've currently having to move to, because the previous ones that I've been using since, well, this is 16 years, they can no longer get boards to repair parts when they fuck up. And being old 27 meg radio stuff, they're prone to going deaf, because they have to hear the timers at the top of the bay, which I'll show you later on in the video, pick up a signal from something similar to this, but not quite. Just physically just looks the same. And they have to listen for 2 of those types of things. One to tell it to open and one to tell it to close. And the radio part of the timers, which was an adaptation, tends to, or can, quite readily. Go deaf is the slight technical term, which means one part of the board will stop working. Now, the reason why I didn't drive in here this time whilst I was filming is because getting past the pump can rather be a challenge. Yeah, so when they go deaf, it won't pick up the signal, because I've never actually had a bay monitor stop actually sending signals. The only time they do that is when the battery bloody has a complete meltdown failure. Or a wire breaks or something and there's no power. Which with a little solar panel on them can be a little bit of a trick, because sometimes during the day it'll have enough power from the solar panel, but when it gets dark then it won't have any power. So, but generally they don't stuff up. It's mainly the timers. But now you cannot get boards for the timers, and you cannot actually even get timer boards. So if they stuff up themselves, the actual front of the timers, there is nothing you can do about it, because they've run out of them and they can't get them manufactured anymore because it costs too much money from the bloke that they were getting them manufactured from. So consequently, at some point, I'm going to have to do a bit of an upgrade, because I've already bastardised one team, because, oh, for God's sake, cats running in there. Plenty of mice around here too. I've already had to bastardise one team to keep one of the other teams going. So out of the 3 teams, I'm now down to 2. I did have to bastardise one of the bay monitors out of one of the dead ones today to keep it going as well. I'll show you that tomorrow, what I had to do there. Technology is good when it works, but you wouldn't think it'd be that hard to get parts or repair a board, but yeah, they just don't want to bloody do it, so there's nothing you can friggin' do about it. The last time I had them fixed, they actually bastardised someone else's stuff that they'd brought in that was no longer working, so I think they said the last time that I'm the only person left using the 27 meg radio stuff that they've got working, so I'm it. As these gradually fail, that's it. There is no fixing them. So, having said that, the newer ones are a vast improvement. Far more capable with the alarms and everything. You can set your timers with the old timers. I've got no idea whether they work or not until you actually go and look at them. The new ones, you can have them set, and if an action isn't completed, whether it fails to open or fails to close or whatever, you can have it send you an alarm, so that for whatever reason, if something happens, which I highly doubt will happen, at least I'll know about it. So, in theory, everything's good in theory. So I'll just head over, and it's virtually time when the alarm was going to go off anyway to come and do this next lot of water. So go and have a look to see what it's up to. And for anyone else wondering, it used to be easy. It's probably a damn sight easier now. Doing autumn watering it's a piece of piss actually to put 500 k's and use a tank full. Well, used to be able to use a tank full of fuel before I put the long range tank in, but 500 plus k's a week just checking water. Was a piece of piss. Nothing to it. That's without actually leaving the farms. I could virtually not go into town or go anywhere the entire week and still knock up a good 500 k's. Only doing last two short bays in this paddock over here, so I didn't bother putting the chatterbox down the bays because I figured, sort of roughly worked out how long it would take compared to the previous bays. So we'll have a quick look. Oh, for God's sake. Not quite done, which I don't think they are. I may have to have a little camp in the ute for a while because it's pretty pointless bloody going back. Oh, for God's sake. There goes These bloody things chew through batteries like you wouldn't believe. The old one was never this bad with the double A's, but these triple A fucking ones. Right, bit of water there. See how far back up the bay this one is. Got two going over here because they're not real wide outlets. Right there. Trees are roughly off in the distance. So. Now the thing with this is, these are the last two bays. On this section of channel. So what I can do is shut the stop in the channel now. That will drain out the channel to finish off these couple of bays, and start the next one. The next one is a rather long bays in a big paddock, well 20-acre paddock. They are long bays, so that will at least get me through to the morning. Fix that up later. Now this farm came with, the majority of this shit was Murray irrigation crap. Mill cast. And unfortunately, the back of that fucking stop is coming apart, so that'll need fixing this winter if and get rid of the water out of that bloody drop box. They're a cheap imitation of a Padman. They have a rubber flap. They've got two bloody bits of aluminium door either side. Unfortunately, the rivets, pop rivets, come apart. Quite a few. I fixed two of these big ones. 2, 3. There's a few more that need doing. Yeah, previous owner quite freely admits that he was hopeless mechanically. So his way of fixing the doors was just not even metal tech screws, wood tech screws, just screwed them into the doors to hold them together. So of course, what do they do? Or what did they do? Leaks like buggery. So yeah, they got siphons under the track on these ones. They'll come up the other side of the road. And the riser, where are you? There. Now when the water level builds up in the channel a bit more, since we had that stop down there open, that will, yeah, there'll be water coming out obviously. Anyway. Right, so that's it till the morning. Right.